finances, intimacy, children, so many things y'all could cause us not to have a productive marriage. Over our years, we've seen a lot of situations that could have made us break up. But we are grateful and thankful that God kept us, through the situation. I uniquely asked the people that I wanted to ask to come because I knew that the dynamics of your relationship was different from the dynamics of your relationship. Not knowing that y'all was buddies like that really blessed me. But we did this stuff on purpose because we know how your marriage, how you all two got together, and then I know a little about what you talked to me about, Tim. So, knowing that y'all been together that long, y'all actually been 31 years.
31 years together.
31 years together, brother, and to know another couple that's been that, from that young age. We started 19. Y'all started even earlier than us.
16, 17.
So that's powerful, y'all. So tonight, just want to dive in a little bit, y'all, to just try to help some people to understand what marriage needs to survive. We put out a post that said, "Is your marriage thriving or just surviving?" That's the thing we want to know. Is your marriage thriving or surviving? Okay. So, couple of questions. These are just some icebreakers that I want to start out with. And y'all just jump in. When you jump in, if you ask your question you want to ask. But my first one is, I already know the question, the answer to yours, Ed. You met Z at work, correct? Was that the first place? What was the first place you met Z at? That was at work, correct?
At Vanderbilt.
At Vanderbilt. That was the first day you laid eyes on her and everything. So in that first time that you saw Z, the first time, do you remember that first time? What did God say to you about her the first time? Don't sit here and tell me she said that's my wife, because you say that, boy. What did he say the first time you met her? What came to your mind? What did you think?
First time I saw her, I'm like, man, I'm gonna marry her one day.
There you go. I just told you.
Yeah,
Don't
he
tell
just
me
told you
that.
not
There
to
you
say
go.
Oh,
Did God really not? Did God, when you first saw her?
No, he didn't tell me that. No, when I first saw her, I said within myself because I just saw a woman, but I saw I saw a globe around her. I said, wow, something about her. And I just kept pushing. I kept pursuing her. And then when I found her background, her meaning for church, I said, oh man, that godly woman I've been looking for.
So you saw a glow on her. What you saw.
Yeah.
And what did that glow? I mean, speak to me. What that glow say?
She was special.
Okay.
Yeah, she was very special. I'm like, but then then in the relationship, and then my relationship in that time, I'm like, man, I can't have her. She ain't mine. He said, she ain't yours yet. And I'm like, man. So I had to step back. And I I'm like, man. But every time I saw her, like, what? And then when I started going to Tab, and I saw her again, I'm like, oh my God, she go to Tab. I'm like, whoa. Because my nephew was playing drums for Tabernacle. And he'll say, bro, Uncle June, come hear me play drum at Tab. I said, okay. Then went there, and I'm like, James. Yeah, bass guitar. I said, James, look over there. He said, what? I said, you know her? He said, yeah, that's it. I was like, man, I met her at work, man. For real, she go to church.
Wow.
And man, and ever since I said, I ain't going nowhere.
Wow. So that's another story, another layer that I did not know. So y'all met at work and then linked back up at church. Wow.
Yeah, and been looked ever since.
That's powerful.
Yeah, and they ain't never turned around, ain't never looked back.
Give us y'all when y'all first is 16. 16 now. Cause
I was working on a popsicle truck, and he had a store in the back, and that's where I was. And I would come out in the neighborhood sometimes, but he was such the gentleman.
She trying to butter it up. She worked on in our neighborhood. We had a guy that had a popsicle truck, so he went around different areas, but she was on it. So after the end of the night, he did have a store in the back. So she'll come down and we'll go down there and buy stuff and all that. And that's how we finally met each other. We met each other, then one of my friends went to her to tell her what I felt about her or what I said about her and vice versa and whatnot. But when I first met her, I was 16. God didn't tell me nothing.
Wow.
I saw her, I liked what I saw.
You just
Yeah.
I liked what I saw
That's
and,
it.
and went
Wow.
for it. And went for it.
Wow. So what did you say when you met me the first time?
I couldn't stand you and you wouldn't get my phone number.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oops.
Yeah. I said he would not get my phone number.
Wow.
Alright.
And when I first saw her, y'all, when I first met her, I just looked at her as it's another piece of tail I'm gonna get. That's where I was at my time in my life.
Right.
When I first saw her, we was in orientation at TSU, and the only thing in my mind was how many pieces of tail I could get, and she was on my list to get a piece of that tail, and it didn't work. I ain't sure.
Okay.
So that's what, when I first met her, it wasn't no I was in love or
Right,
so
right.
all these people, I know some people that say they love at
Right.
first sight. I don't know that. I
Yeah.
ain't, Well, yours was though. You felt like yours was love at first sight, or no?
No.
It was more, I don't want to say lust at first sight. It was more, I
Cause
like
he used to come back and forth in.
she's an
come
attractive
back
woman.
in.
And hey, I like
You just want to get her for somebody else got her. That's what it was. You want to get her for somebody else got her.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So let's move to this one. When you knew that she was the one, and y'all said you proposed to Z,
Okay.
what were some of the fears that both of you all had coming from the life that y'all was in first? But when y'all said, okay, let's get married, let's do this, what was some of the fears that y'all had coming into?
Well, always, to me, growing up in life and meeting women, always been a savior. And I thought I could save women. Because I found them in situations that they shouldn't have been in. Like, I always had my own, since in high school, I always had my own apartment. I always just move around and had, not rich, but I had money and I can just do things. So when I meet a woman and I see her struggling, I feel it's my duty to pick her up and put her on her feet. And hope I get love behind it. But I kept getting failures. Because once they got on their feet, it's like, I don't want you no more, whatever. So now I'm like, man, I hope she ain't the same way. Wow. And then I like, okay, wow. But you know what? I can't look at the past. But with the way she treated me and we just started hanging out, I'm like, man, I can love her and I can get love back. Even me telling her I love her and she didn't really say it back, but I know she did because of the way she treated me and carried me. I'm like, oh yeah, this is it right here. I can get some real love from her that I've been searching for a long time. I never got it. And just from there, it was just love I've been searching for years and years and never got it. But then she gave me what I've been looking for. And plus she was in the church and godly woman. I said, okay now, okay Lord, am I messing up? I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. He just told me, I get right with him. Because she's not yours yet. I'm like, oh man.
Z, what was some of your fears going into this marriage?
My fears. When we first met, I was still married. He was married. And my marriage was not in a good place. My fear after the first marriage, getting married again, was trust, openness, being cared for. I've never had that with the first marriage. Older guy, older gentleman. We were 20 years apart. So I never got that. I'm learning to let go. Guilt follows with that a little bit because even though that he and I was not in a good place. Then a friend came along, but I knew that I wouldn't be safe unless the first marriage was right, and things had to happen there. And things did happen. He passed eventually, but I still felt the fear. I felt the guilt, and I had to learn it all over.
Fear that you had?
I think the only thing I was sitting here thinking, because I was like, oh, we're gonna answer this next. I didn't have I guess the fear of the unknown, because I left from my mom's house straight to you. So, I guess, just making sure I was doing the right thing, I would imagine, because like I say, leaving there, going with you, and just, making sure, fear of being, I guess, a good wife. Because, like I said, I was new, didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I loved you and I wanted to be with you, so I was like, hey, yeah. So I think that's the only thing I could think of is fear. What about you?
Oh, good question. I feared being a cheater at that particular time, and I feared getting married and being tied down to one person at 19. I was very fearful because I didn't want to get into it and do what I heard that other relationship. I don't like you heard men dog, men cheat, men. So I was more scared of getting into it, and then I'm becoming what I heard all men are cheaters, hoes.
Right.
That's all I heard all my life. Men ain't nothing but cheaters, hoes.
That's true.
So I'm in my mind like,
That's true.
I mean, that's,
man,
I mean, think about it.
so I'm
It's
listening.
totally different now that you bring that up if a woman does it than a man, right? So, I had a girlfriend that left her marriage, and she was belittled because she did. But it's different. We can't, if I know that I'm in a bad spot, either I'm being abused verbally, physically, emotionally, and I choose to leave. Or somebody just said, you gotta go. I can't deal with you anymore. You just gotta go. Then when the woman is not there and kids are involved, then she's the whore. She's a cheater, she's blah, blah. But that's not necessarily true, right? So there's different standardizations for marriage.
It's
Absolutely.
always like that.
I agree. I totally agree with you in that. Even to the fact of we're looked as heroes the more we get, whereas y'all look at everything. And it's talk y'all look as promiscuous or y'all, out there, which it's a bad standard to have, but it's been like that. All my
Since
life.
I've been like that, yes.
And get it, and get as much as you can, and you're gonna be known as the, so.
Right.
But I wonder, is that just in our race though? Cause I mean, that's y'all think it's in our race? Cause I don't like the Chinese community. I don't really think it's in their community like that.
It's ours.
You
Cause
think so?
the reason why I say that, cause I watch Latinos. I watch how they mainly they had their whole family with them. Back in my day, I didn't see I didn't see a lot of the father, mother, son, daughter. I didn't see a lot of that. I saw more brokenness. I didn't never see them together. Latinos, you got they whole community together. Chinese, they everybody together. Mother, father, dad, everybody.
The grandmama.
The grandma.
And they live all together.
Yeah. So that's something that we didn't get, but yeah. We go down the rabbit hole with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is the next. Becky, you got a question you want to ask real quick?
No, I'm still hot.
On that Latino situation, because I worked with a lot of Mexicans when I moved here, And I became friend with a lot of them and say, once you get in friend with Mexican, you're a friend for life. And I'm like, wow, and they told me that. So if you ever find Mexican and they like you, you're a friend for life, they'll take care of you. Well, I'm like, okay, well. And I found it to be really true. I really did. And the day was an inspirational moment with Michael. So he's a foreigner, and he got a car lot. Well, some months ago, years ago, I went down there and just pulled aside because I need some work done. And him and I started talking. And religious came up and like, wow, he said, it's a young kid. And me and him just talking. And I tell us in that all the time, I said, what scares me about God working with me, that I can talk to a person and he show me a vision. And it scares me because I don't know what to do. I say, should I say something or what? Because now I'm torn. He said, speak my word. And I told him, I said, man, what you waiting on? He said, what, Mr. Ed? I said, when you going back to school? He said, what? I said, when you going back to school? It shocked him. Now, I haven't seen it, so I went to make a long story short. I went yesterday and got my truck worked on. And I saw him this morning. I said, what you doing? He said, man, I'm in school. I said, remember I said it? He said, man, when he said it to me, it scared me to death. Do you know he grabbed me and we hugged? It wasn't no handshake. We hugged like we've been known for years. He said, man, I love you, man. Something about you. Latino guy. His daddy, cool. All the Mexicans there were cool. Like, man, you special. I met his mom. And I just told her what I told him. And she said he was telling her about somebody he met, a black guy.
Right.
And I met his mom today, and we connected. I'm like, so, and he just told me, he said, man, anything you need, let me know. I'm like, look at God.
That's good.
Now he's like a little brother, a little son to me, And then I'm like, okay. So then the other time I say, so her headlights were really scuffy. You know how headlights get so looking like this, you can't see out of them? And I said, man, you do headlights? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, my joint, $100. Man, go ahead. He stopped what he was doing, took care of her car, got her headlight working, came on back, she ready to go. I'm like, wow.
That's awesome.
So
y'all, the next question. Have you two ever felt like y'all fell out of love with each other in y'all's marriage, how y'all since 16? Did y'all ever feel like y'all fell out of love with each other?
No, I don't think we fell out of love, but I think we just kind of lost each other because we had a lot of raising kids was hard. When you got kids pulling you this way because of this issue, this kid, and not think about the middle child who got left out because we were so focused on trying to manage life. We didn't date. It was hard because we was raising. They was in practice, activities. So.
Wow.
And to piggyback on you, back in 2015, there was an issue going on, and we were just like, it was to the point it was just like us against the world, everybody. And it was just so overwhelming that it got to a point that stuff gets overwhelming. Sometimes you go at the person close to you. It was us. So we never been in, we've been in odds. Never to the point like it was over, but falling out of love, no, I don't think we ever got to that point. But we had to get to a point that we had to realize, for me, I can't speak for her, what put me back online, I had to remember what drew me to her. I had to, the first days, before the bills, before the children, before the family drama, what me and her connected to? And we had to remember that and go back to it and understand too, which now we understand she's different. You're not the same Teddy last year. She's not the same Monica, vice versa. So y'all grow different. So you got to constantly court each other. You got to constantly get out and date each other to get to know each other. So that's what we do. We make sure we spend time with each other, stay in the loop. Because when some kids grow up, they gone, they gonna do their thing. Then I don't want to be left in the house. Then they come over. We got 2 twin beds in the house, but ball over here, paw over here. No, we ain't doing that.
You want to give a couple
So we just had this situation yesterday. We are more busy, seem like now, than when we had kids, and that sounds strange because we're going to football, Trendy, and I take T to football. He taking Trendy to music lesson because they play instruments together.
Right.
And so, but now it's just busy. And so this week has been one of those weeks. And so yesterday it was a rough day at work, and I just called him. I said, "Hey, babe, I need a reset." He's like, "What can I do?" I said, "I need you." He said, "I'm gonna stop." He said, "You know what? You go home, lay on the couch, watch your TV show. Don't you do nothing. Don't fold them clothes in there. You just relax."
Right.
He said, "I'm gonna bring us some food home." So we end up eating together. I think watching the game. Sometimes you gotta just put the world on pause and just be together. I just needed that break from all the hustle and bustle of the week. Trendy been sick. She's in college. Like, you know, you get grown kids. It's just something, you know, Theo's having a tough day at work. So they call. And so as a mom, you take on all that stuff. And I just had it yesterday. And we just needed that time. No phones, no nothing, just us together. And then this today was important to get with other married couples as well, because it's just this my ride or die. I don't, like I told you, I don't hang out. This is, you see us, we shop together, we do grocery store together, we do everything together. So I just needed, yesterday, just want him. I needed him. So I think it's more like a reset. Not falling out of love is that you just got to put everybody on pause.
Right.
You know,
You do.
kids, everybody. And just say, "Hey, babe," just us. If we just lay up with each other and, you know, watch a TV show or just lay and just talk. I think that's what it is, because to me, when you get to falling out of love, that's a whole different ball game. You're going down a different alley, different road. So I want to thank you for yesterday. I mean, he just don't know how much that blessed me yesterday, because, you know, when you have such a rough day, you can turn to somebody different. I can turn to somebody different. I could be mean. I can shut everybody out. I can shut him out. You know, and you can sometimes even, I don't want to use the word depressed because it seems like that's harsh, but you just want to shut everybody out. You want, you know, sometimes you just question everything. And but yesterday that just blessed my soul for him to. I mean, he even say, "Hey, you tell me what you want to eat." You know, and I just told him, he got out work late, went and picked it up, you know. So I just gotta thank you for them yesterday. But that was just much needed.
Amen.
So it didn't see I'm coming to y'all, but it's a different twist on y'all because y'all both were in love with someone that fell out of love. So how hard was it for you all to be like, okay, I already know your answer, Eddie. So I already know it wasn't hard because I know God, but I know I want you to give us something. But Z, I really, really want to hear this from you. What prompted you to be able to say, okay, I'm going to allow myself to love again?
It was hard to, I think because I took care of him when he passed. Guilt kept me back from saying, okay, I'm going to give this another try. Then my sister said, "You getting remarried?" And I just looked at her like, I found out. When you've been with another person for over 30 years, it's hard not to blame the new person for what you were missing from the first relationship. Second marriage. First marriage was over 30. It was really, really hard to just be myself with him. Not to bring up things that I grew up with my first marriage and say, "Hey, we used to do it this." Can't say that.
Right.
My youngest really had the hardest time because his dad passed, and he was there when he passed. And then when Eddie and I got together, and I kept asking him before I got married again. I said, "You sure? Mama wants you to be happy." I said, "Yes, sir."
Wow, that's beautiful.
My oldest said, "I don't know how you stayed with Dad." When he said that to me, that released me a little to say, "Okay, I'm ready to love, and let this man love me." When I got the permission from our children, that was it. When I got permission from our children, because I wasn't going to do anything unless they were going to be happy for me. So when I got permission from them,
It was okay to
it was
love.
okay.
A mother's love. A mother's love.
Jesus!
All right.
And it's so crazy. Listen, that's what was going into the next segment. That. Whew, how did your children react when you told them? And I was coming. You answered it for me. They told you that, "Mama, we just want you to be happy." Wow.
And when my oldest said what he said, and I looked at him, I didn't see them. They never saw me argue with him. They never saw me push back him. They saw me be mom, taking care of everything. Then when my oldest said, I don't even know how you stayed that long with him, but I looked at him and I was like, did
Just
I
don't
show
know.
him something I did? I just,
But we have to remember too how we can look at our children and they can tell when something wrong with them. They've been around us just as long. They can look at mom and tell when mama ain't feeling good, when mama something ain't right. So they pay attention
That's
too.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That's all. I try to hide it, but that's all.
Even with, in her situation like me, my sister Noah, I've been married many times.
How many times you been married, Eddie?
He does like that.
4 times, Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
ain't no wrong there.
Fourth time's the
You got
charm.
a
Yeah.
winner now.
That's the charm.
But, you know, like I said, I've been a savior. And when I married these women, I'm looking for love, peace, and happiness. But that's what they want. They were looking for what I gave them.
Yeah.
And my last, so with Stormy, I know Stormy, her and I were married for like 13 years. And when they said, "I need to talk to you," I know she said, "I don't love you."
Wow.
I'm like, She said, "Go on with your life. I don't love you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So when I made the decision to want my life, you know, she flipped. I said, "You told me to want my life. I didn't just want yours." So I didn't look back and went on about my business. But when I moved here, I met a woman, didn't know her for years and years back in the day. We grew up. And her and I got married. It was just like, it was like another savior. Because I know her situation, she was kind of down, didn't have much, whatever. Always had. And I said, if I can make her happy, make she'll love me. But I said, Eddie, you've been unhappy all your life. If you can find something to make you happy, then they're gonna be happy. So when I met her, I said, you know what? I want happiness. I said, if I'm happy, you're gonna be happy. I'm gonna make sure you're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
As long as I'm happy, you got nothing to worry about. And she said, how can I do that? But she was looking for happiness, and so was I at the time, you know.
Good.
But when her husband got sick, I said, baby, you got to do what you got to do. Let's stop, go back home, do what you got to take care of your husband. I said, then maybe God see that if we meant for it, it'll happen. You know, in the meantime, you know, we cut it off and, you know, start taking her husband. Like, man, you know, in the comments, I'm like, you need to go ahead and pass away with him, man. I'm using him.
Eddie trying to kill the man.
I know if he stayed, I was going to have him.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm falling deep in love with this, not talking on the phone. I was just into her. I mean, she was into her. I was into her. Like, I would sit back home and talk to her.
Kill him too. Nah, let me stop. Listen. All right. I know. That was bad, y'all. But,
I'm not gonna delete. That's fine. But it's the way I felt about her. And then when it finally came, And that day, when she came down that aisle, through that church door, I saw a beautiful, beautiful Arabian queen. Not to neck, but that Arabian queen that she had, where she was dressed. I'm like, oh my God. if I could have shouted like I thought I could, and I was shouting that church. Oh, and I knew right then, this is it.
Did you realize that this relationship right here, you stop trying to please people, trying to save people, and you look towards what your heart wanted? Do you think that's why y'all connected as Jill?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because listening to you talk, you was more out here trying to heal people instead of you trying to find what's in your heart. You was out there trying to take care of folks instead of trying to build. You was just trying to help somebody
And I
out.
thought I was trying to be a savior.
Right.
And I said, now if I can save these women that were struggling, because I never struggled for anything. So I saw them struggle, and I said, okay, if I do this, it'll be okay, they'll be okay. But it wasn't, because I ended up getting the worst end of the deal.
Yeah.
They would have been okay, but was you okay?
Yeah.
No,
You
like,
see,
I ain't
yeah.
getting the love I'm looking for. And when I met her, it was like,
Right.
Yeah.
Amen.
it was
Amen.
a different outcome,
Amen.
and still a different outcome.
To this
But
day.
every time, we do stuff
Keep that, cause I need to know the secret. Oh, hold on, cause I need to keep that. Real quick, parenting.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with Terrence, y'all. I'm gonna roll over here in a minute.
Okay.
How has parenting affected you all's marriage? And do y'all have different parenting styles?
Yeah, we got different parenting styles. It used to affect our marriage. They have babies. She want to baby them up. I'm to the point, my opinion, when it comes to these men, baby, I'm gonna need you just to trust me, move out the way. Because this world ain't gonna treat them like mama treat them out here. I'm trying to raise them to be a man instead of not to look for a woman that's gonna do what mama do for them, for them to go lay on their couch and stuff. So it was, yeah. Yeah. And younger years, they knew who to play. They knew to go to mama for this. They knew to go to daddy for that. But we got, yeah, certain stuff. But we had to get to the point that, okay, if I'm doing something that you don't agree on, in front of them, we stand together. We go in our room, hey, baby, I don't think you handled it like that, So we started doing that. We still have our moments. They still, even grown, we still have our parenting moments with them, man, being grown. But, yeah, the children will put a wedge in if you allow them to. They will.
It's crazy that you said that part of they look at you as they're gonna always be your baby, and I get that. Because that's something that irritates me with her, because I think we're raised not to ever be babies. Like Eddie was raised to be a man. I had to start paying bills at 12 and 13 years old. It wasn't no. I didn't have a mama like you, or a mama like what? Let me take that back. No, I didn't, because my mother and father separated. So when I had my real mother, it was she would cook, clean, do everything. But when she left, it was a void that I didn't have as a mother that would take on that part of helping me to be the man I was. So
Because
go
you
ahead.
had to, right?
Right, right. Go ahead.
They didn't have to, because we were. A lot of my issues may be because I had to. So I was that child that couldn't grow up because I had my sister right here. So I have to do this, and this. So I refuse to let my kids have to deal with it, and that's my fault. I get it,
Lord,
but
girl,
I didn't have that nurturer. I didn't have that person that I took care of my sister. So my sister was able to get in my lap. When my sister see me on We Out and she's giving thanks, she always look at me and say, "This is my mama," and I'd be like, "I'm respectful for my mama. Our mama. I never disrespect her, but I'm like, this is out of respect for her." But my sister tell me I'm her mama because I did everything.
you know.
I didn't want to, but I had to.
Yeah.
So that's why I do my children the way I did, because I said, and this was a vow that I had to make to myself, that I make sure that my kids never had to deal with what I dealt with. So that's why it's hard for me to let go.
Something about me, you have to raise them, because I raised both my little brothers, and my mom didn't have to cook, clean, do none of that. I did all that, plus took care of her 2 kids. All she did was went to work and went to sleep. That's why my little brother looked at me, because when I got married at 19, him and Teddy had some words, because he was like, you taking my mama away. And Teddy was like, this my wife now. You know, so it was a whole ordeal. But it was me, you know, always having to take care of them. And not only them, I took care of my grandmama too. So I didn't have that childhood of going to games and doing that. I had to go sit by my grandmama. I had to cook, I had to clip her toenails. I took care of her. When I want to take care of her, I take care of my brothers. And then my mom and them, they would always go out. So guess who was the babysitter? Me. So I had my grandmama and 2 brothers. Had to make sure everybody ate, you know, everybody was good. That was me. So I guess, and I feel what you're saying now, because that's all I know. I have this mother instinct. I don't want my kids to have to go through what I went through, and even down to blended families. I told him, because you know, my mom married my stepdaddy, and so I told Ted, I don't ever want my kids to have to go through that, because you know, when you have a step parent, you don't get treated the same as when the biological kids come.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? And so my stepdaddy family didn't accept me, because they said I was an illegitimate child. My mama had me before, so I really wasn't part of their family. So I didn't get that grandmama and granddaddy love from that side, uncles, auntie, you know what I'm saying? So that was rough. So I told him, no matter what we gotta do, we're gonna stay together, or if our kids ain't gonna have no step parents on our end. And that's serious. I mean, no matter how hard it got, we said we was gonna stay together, because that was rough, you know. And I still hear a little bit till this day. My mama said, well, you know, it's not your biological dad, you know, your 2 brothers, this and that. I'm like, I don't wanna hear that.
Right.
Because for me, he's my daddy. I've been with him since I was 2, so that's my daddy, you know. But, you know, everybody don't see it that way. But yeah, I didn't want my kids to have to endure any of that foolishness. Same with him, he had to take care of his 2 sisters. So we just did not want that at all. And so that's our biggest, because he's like, you just always babying them and giving her. No, I just don't want them to have to go through the ordeals that I had to go through growing up, which I thought was unfair, because I really didn't get to be a kid.
Right.
At all.
But where's the happy medium part of wanna show them that the world is not don't love you like mama gonna love you, not gonna treat you like they treat you in the safeness of our home, all right? And to the point of not wanting them to go through what you went through growing up, have to be the parent and sibling. Where's the happy medium, man? How do we? Where's the line that we can get to this line and be like, this right here is kind of.
The only happy medium that I think that you'll find is when you get two people that's coming into the relationship not broken.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it like that, because when
That is true.
I came in broken, she came in broken. So most, and I hate to go here, but most
Us is broken, yeah.
all African American marriages that I know, they come in broken. I don't know a lot of them that say that they didn't come into where they dealt with a bad something here, they dealt with a bad something here, they had a bad parenting like they had. Y'all, that irritates me, but we can change, we can break the cycle,
Yeah.
and that's one thing that she said, and I know that let me real quick, how do y'all parent with y'all situation? Do y'all parent together with the boys, or do y'all separately do that?
Well, Jaden is still with us,
Okay.
unfortunately. But he's still with us. But I think he had a hard time with another authority figure, which was him. Some of the comments, if Eddie says, Jaden, you need to do this, and he'll snap at him. I said, okay, that's 1. Then he did it again. I said, that's 2. then I would say, sir, come here, let me talk to you for a minute. And he'd say, look. I said, why are you talking to him like that? And he'll look at me. I said, he hasn't done anything to you. I said, he's in this household now. He hasn't done anything to you, sir. I said, so can you treat him accordingly? I said, if you think it's going to be a problem, you can find somewhere else to go. He's gone. He's gone. I had already given you a way out. Asked you, you know, I'm getting ready to marry him. Is there a problem? No, man, won't you be happy? But now that he has come to the house and we're all living together, then he wants to act another way. I think it was fully because he didn't get over the fact that his dad's gone.
Okay.
I think he was still going through that. What about you? You think that was?
Yeah, and he's still going, because, he grew up with a father, and I didn't.
Yeah.
So growing up with your parents all your life, then one goes away, there's a deep hurt right there. And when I met him, now he was okay, because dad was still living. But when the daddy died, I saw a different change in him. And I was talking, I said, Jay, look, I can't be your dad, but I can be a friend. Anytime you want to talk about something, just come to me. But he was always to himself. Jay was never a talker. He was just always to himself. And then when I found out how he truly was, I kind of let him be. Because you can't make a child love you or want to be around you if he's not used to you.
That's good.
So I just kind of still let him be when he wanted to talk to me, But he had that father around him because his father was older. He never taught him anything. So when I stepped into his life, I said, I was building a deck on the back of the house. He'd been one for years. So I said, hey, Jay, I need your help. What, Mr. Ed? I said, take this drill, and when I put these screws, drill them down. He didn't know how to use a drill. So I taught him how to use a drill, and then every day I would say, Jay, you ready to go work? Yeah. So he liked that because I stepped in as a father to show him that his father never showed him. And he didn't have to do anything, really.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So we cool. And Gerard was always just type, Mr. Eddie, you cool, man. I like you, man. Thank you. He always said, man, thank you, take care of my mom. That really stuck with me. And every time I said, Rock, how you doing, man? I'm doing fine. How about you, man? And just like we connected, Rock and I connected. He's older, but I thought he'd be the one, like any other man gonna have my mom. But he told me, he said, man. So when I asked him, I said, and asked you a question. I said, will it be okay if I marry your mom? He said, yeah, as long as she happy. He said, as long as she happy. She said, Miss Eddie, and she is happy with you. I was like, wow. And I asked Jaden, I said, can I marry your mom? He said, no, she happy. And I see her happy with you. She's smiling like she ain't smiling at you. So parenting them two, it really just kind of like because they're so different. Both of them is different all the way. With my kids, so when I engaged to her, maybe it was opposed to, I took her to North Carolina around my family. No one knew I would do it. And my sister did, so I just said, look, I want all y'all meet me to this restaurant, and I'm opposed to it. She had no idea. And I have my family there, and I proposed to her. And right there, my sister was like, you know what, bro? I got 3 sisters, never seen none of my wives. And they're like, I know you love her. You brought her this far for us to meet her and propose to her. I said, yeah, you see it right here. I ain't going nowhere. I said, to death do us part.
That's good.
And after that, and right now they love her to death. And my sister was like, Dolly is heard out just like that. Because when I met with my other wife, I was at Dolly's house every weekend.
Right.
Me and her did not set horses. So every weekend I was at my sister's house playing cards, But with her now, she must have been, bro, I don't know how to see you now. You stay around all the time. I said, because I love her, I want to be with her.
Wow. Y'all, two important questions I'm going to ask next, and then after that, I'm got a quick answer, then we're going to be up out of here, y'all.
Okay.
What has finances done negatively or positively in your relationship? Finances. What has it done positive and negative in
Let me
your?
say a or.
No, I want both. I like that. One of y'all pick pies and one of y'all pick the neg.
Go ahead.
spender. I'm sorry. I got Amazon coming every other day.
What is your birthday?
I was May the 10th. I was watching them go. May the 10th. Just real briefly, he's very good in the money part. But he was like, we need to save money. I'm like, yeah, I got it. It's in here, you know. Yeah, I got it. One day he was just one of them frustrated moments. I got caught up. He said, so you been saving? I was like, yeah. Well, how much you got? I had to move it from my checking savings. Yeah, it was just a big thing. So that really opened me up of my eyes to start doing what I needed to do. Before I said I ain't stopped spending, but I do pay myself. I got back on track. He's a beast.
Come on, Wade, come on.
Well, my thing is it's not it's a negative, but it's a positive.
Well, the
No,
negative
I'm just
part
saying,
for
well,
me was
yeah.
I just wasn't taking it
Right,
serious.
but
I was just.
Since you done a positive, I got to do the negative, but I got to. To me, it's
Well, I
negative,
told on myself, so now you ain't
but
gotta
it's a
do that
positive.
negative
No, I'm
part.
not telling on you. I'm just saying the scenario I'm fit to say. It was a negative, but in the outcome, it turned to a positive. We, like I said, we grew up young together. We done had nothing. I used to. The younger was out there on the streets, so we had. At one point, we had plenty. Then we had nothing. But it taught us just to, no matter what, we still together. That right there, to me, that negative brought a light to the point that if we can get through this, we can get through whatever. We don't been through the storm. It's good to say everything is all good till that cloud come over your head. You ain't got no umbrella. Everybody getting rained on. Who gonna cover who? Are we gonna cover each other? So the finances, we never argued about money. We never do. We're to the point now, thank God, that really, only thing I can say, First Kings. The First Kings, the widow of Sapphira. If I'm saying Zarephath, how when Elijah went to her, was like, look, God sent me here. I need food and bread. There was a famine going on. She was like, look, this is all I have. Just enough for one meal, flour and oil for me and my son. Then after that, we going to die after that. He told her, God said, if you do this for me, your oil and your flour will never run dry. She obeyed God. And that's how we look at our finances now. We don't have these elaborate jobs and all that, but the more we do what we're supposed to do financially, help, give, and help the ones that God sent us to do, we put our hand in that jar, it's flour in there. That oil don't never run out. So it took the struggle to make you realize, you know what I'm saying? It's how you budget your money, budget what you have, where you at in life, and be obedient too. And that'll get you.
Putting our finances together, I used to worry a lot about my finances. Before I met him, I was always a worry wart about whatever I had to spend. But now, he takes care of the junk. So I won't have to, because I don't want to do it at all.
Growing up, I never been poor. I always had, because I always worked. But when I started going to church, and they were talking about tithing, in my mind, it was like, this church was built before I got here. The light bill being paid, I don't need no money. And I was like, for $1.50, it didn't bother me. I did it for a long time, about 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, why am I staying so broke? I ain't got no money to do nothing with. And I kept hearing the word Malachi. It bring me to the storehouse. I said, but God, you didn't say money. And he said, your time, your effort, time. But you can bring money if you want. It's the earning that he gave you. I'm like, man. Then he kept saying, he'll bless you, 100 times fold, whatever. I was trying to get the word out. Like, if I'm doing it, you're going to bless me. So I determined about 5 years ago, start paying tithes. And I like, God, I got to do this. You saying this, and I keep hearing it over and over. And now, she tell you, I don't work on no money. I if I miss a week, she know me double up. I'm like, God, but look what you're doing. You blessed me more than what I had. Boom. I was seeing time I had like $100 my checking account and barely make it. I'm like, now it's an overflow.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing and being obedient. So finance with us now, just like these cups in here, ain't nothing to worry about.
That's good. That's
And I
good.
don't.
That's awesome. About tithing is a key. And I like.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah, me too, man. I got to.
Next serious question, y'all. Next serious question. Do you want to talk about our finances a little bit? You got anything you want to say in there? Throw in there? Because she don't want to say nothing because she's a spender as well.
Move on.
I gotta go to work. I'm gonna get something out of it.
Well, you know what? And I was a spender. Because my spending is in,
Bowling ball.
well, I will spend $250 on a bowling ball.
Yeah, yeah.
$125 on a pair of shoes. But I got enough bowling ball now. I got 11 bowling ball, 3 pair of shoes. So I just seen a new ball from the market. It was $350. I said, yeah, you're gonna get another bowling ball. What's gonna kill you? So I invested my brain, not get it. You know, and she knows my bowling chip costs a lot of money.
Right,
You know, and through the year, I'll spend over $5,000
On bowling.
on bowling on average a year. Easy. And not even breathe hard about it.
Yeah, don't even think
Because
about it.
I have it.
Yeah.
You know, at one time, I wouldn't do nothing because I ain't had money to do it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
now,
So this the big one here, y'all. This the big one. How important is intimacy in you all's relationship? How important is it, and what steps do you take if it is important to keep it motivated and charged?
Go ahead, I'm gonna let you go. It's very important. It's very important for me to. I'm getting charged. I love her. I love everything about her. You know, hey. So many words. I don't need much coaching.
You say you
Don't need. Yeah, I ain't. You gotta prime this motor. You gotta pump my gas. You know. Now, it has been times from working. Then I kind of, hey now, it's been, hey now, hey, come on. I was like, be able to, hey, all right, better come home with a different attitude tonight. Okay, babe, okay. Yeah, for me, you know. Yeah, we get it.
Come on,
No.
girl.
We don't
Basically,
care, but we do.
I said basically that's it. Chicken George.
But it's a major part. It is. Even if it's a major part, which is both sides. But if it was just me and not her, I know she would be just as enthused as I am just to please me with it. And this is my thing. I get out of joy being intimate with her, but I get a joy of also knowing that I'm pleased with my wife as well. You know, so.
I think I get a bit of joy, to know that she's pleased.
Mhm.
And I don't think she thinks that sometimes, but I'd be happy to know my wife is satisfied. If I don't make her go to sleep, I done done my thing.
Not the sleeping. Look, when she decides you like this,
Yes, sir.
decides you snore, you already know.
Brother Ed and Z, we gonna get hooked, get that little slam on. Ed and Z, how important is that to you all?
you know, when you start getting a certain age in life, you know, and you just tired, but you love your wife. So I like, it's not important to me. You know, with some people. But what's important to me, I can just get in bed and lay in her backside and hold on to her and just make me feel like, oh man, she let me lay here without complaining. Get your hands off me, whatever. And next thing I know, she's sleeping, I'm sleeping. But that's intimacy with to me, just knowing I can just lay close to her and hold on to her. You know, even I might, rub on her, but it don't have to be sex. And just knowing that she's that close to me and I can just rub her and touch her and we both fall asleep. And, cause when the time comes, it's gonna come.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
so it ain't all about when I'm thinking about every night, it ain't, well, baby, you all right tonight? Yeah, me too. Going on to sleep.
Amen.
You know, we like something. We just lay in the bed at night. We lay in the bed. We feeding each other. What it? Hot tamales. Yeah. And that's our favorite candy. So that's the intimacy with me. You know, we just lay in the bed. She eating hot tamale. I had a plate. I said, babe, my plate empty. She posted on my plate and we in the bed play each other. That was joy. I never experienced that in my entire life with a woman. But stuff I'm experiencing with her, of the intimacy, just talking and laughing and joking with each other, that's all I need right there. And knowing that she's right there, you know. Yeah.
Well, it's very important to me. I'm over the top with it sometimes.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it's on top of my list. And I think another reason is because of my career. You have to understand, I am a man, and I deal with women all day long, and I'm looking at women all day long, but I only want my wife.
Right.
But when I come home, now I've been, in a situation like that, sometimes I can, do it every day. But I know that that's sometimes to be overwhelming on any woman's body.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been situations where I had to calm myself down in irritation, mad, because I couldn't, so it's been one of those situations where our love life is good, but we've had rocky situations because of my peak and, because
It's gonna happen.
it's
Yeah.
and that's one thing that you mature and you learn together with each other if you don't stick with each other through it. Is, people don't understand love languages are real. When you learn someone's love language and know what they like, I know exactly what she likes to make her. I know exactly what she likes.
Right. I do. Yeah.
And it ain't no thing where I'm trying to figure out, but do I do what she like all the time? That's the problem. Do I do it?
Right.
So and do I try to please her? So yeah. But what was your thought about intimacy before we go on?
I know it's important. Yes, you're over the top of yours, but I have to deal with it and just make it do its thing.
And see, when I hear the word deal with it, that kind of triggers. That's a trigger for me because you should have to deal with it.
No,
and it make me
but
feel like
okay, so
dealing.
no, so either is how do I put it? Because I got this from either your husband is needy or greedy, and so is it a need or greedy is what I'm trying to put out there. Yes, if you are working every day and you're doing things and you take care of the household, at the end of the night, and depending on what time you got, if I'm tired, I'm tired. But sometimes I say I'm tired and I'm gonna still please you, but you still expect me to, so it's a whole bunch of give and taking, and that's the only thing I'm saying. So I'm not saying dealing just to be dealing, but sometimes it can be a lot. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not saying the word is dealing as you taking in a negative aspect. Yes. So, was that your last question for the night, sir?
Yeah,
You wanted it up?
yeah, we
7:34. You said 1 hour.
I know. We about to, this is the last segment, y'all. These are some
Cause I
real
gotta clean
quick-
this kitchen up. We forget.
We still got some real quick one answers, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna go here, and we're gonna start with this one. Who's the most stubborn?
You want me to answer?
Are you?
I thought you were gonna be some the honest one to be like I am.
No, because I'm not. You are.
Ooh,
Well, yes, you're right.
you stupid.
Well,
I'm stubborn in a certain way.
You shut down, quick.
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay.
you the most stubborn, Z?
I shut down.
No.
I do.
There's little
Don't do
things.
that.
I shut down.
Shuts down total. Next one. Who takes the longest getting ready to go?
Baby.
I know you did not.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Take all day to get ready.
Take long.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, baby.
Dude, listen. Just nudge. Look, all the makeup, all the beautiful stuff
What
y'all
makeup?
do.
Some
look
gloss?
beautiful and all that.
I put a wig on.
Look, what I do, I'm last minute getting dressed, but I can go in the closet, pick my clothes out. I don't iron. My ironing board is a dryer with a dryer sheet. I throw that mud in there, pick me out the shoe, and I can be dressed in 5 minutes.
You could, but you are always. I am ready.
Yeah, you get up and
don't
get
never
ready
wait for
first,
me.
but it takes you longer to.
No,
to do
you don't wait on
everything
me.
else.
You don't wait on me.
I'm not waiting, beautiful. I'm just saying it takes you longer.
No, it does not. We're gonna agree to disagree on that one, buddy.
Next, since we gonna agree to disagree.
But with her, like, she can be up, and especially Sunday morning, we're gonna leave at 7:45. Okay, good, no problem. I'm getting up at 7:15. I'm getting in the shower, boom, boom, boom. I done got my clothes on, sitting there waiting on her. She'll go in the closet, put her clothes on. I don't want to wear this, take this off. She'll put this on, she might change 3 times before she figure out what she want to wear. I'm got my clothes, I'm sitting at the door. So time passing, I said, baby, it's 7:45. Yeah, I know. But that's our motto. Then she'll walk out the door 7:55. We probably leave at 7:45, but baby, I'm out here waiting on you. Well, you know, I said, so with her, yeah, I know it takes her longer, so she'll take, oh yeah. It'll take her 20 minutes to get dressed. 10 minutes for me.
Two-part question. Who apologizes first?
2-part question. Let's get the other question out, baby.
Who apologizes first, and then who mostly says, I love you the most?
She do.
2-part question.
Both parts. Wow.
Wow.
I'm the type I don't run from it, but I shut down to a point. Not shut down to the point I just mind.
Right.
If we have the disagreement, we get this high, all right, we're going to stop. Before we get this high, something we said that we can't take back. So let's just stop and let's revisit it if we want to, or just move forward and just do over. She done went back in the door. My wife put a foot to that door, you should have go on. We ain't through talking, baby.
Okay.
But she will come in.
Because you
and
said
talk,
you done.
And she come in and will talk and apologize. And it has been times that I know I was wrong. And she has just apologized just to smooth things over. And I admit it. Now, I'm wrong on that. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, I can tell when she's in a bad mood at work, because she'll walk in the house and she'll go in the kitchen, just find stuff to do. I said, oh Lord, she's in a bad day at work. I said, baby, she won't have to say nothing. I said, what's going on? She won't say nothing. I said, well, I go my man cave, leave her alone, because I know she had a bad day at work. Then I said, okay, later on might say one thing, and she'll start telling me. But then when you get too intense, she won't talk to me. But that's when I know it's her job and not me. And I said, baby, you know what? I love you. I want to grab and give her a hug. So I'm always telling her I love her. I call her on the phone.
So he say, come on, see.
Yeah, and I always say, baby, you know I love you. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. I love you. I just let God have it. I love you. You know, so it's just me. Now, I ain't back in the day. I ain't buying to nobody. I can be wrong as 2 left shoes. I ain't buying for what? You better take it as you see it and leave it.
What about you, baby?
I'm gonna let you answer that question.
I think I say I'm sorry, no. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like sis over here. I say I love you.
I don't know about that one.
Okay. I'm gonna let you have that.
That's, I guess, even, ain't it?
I'm gonna let you have that. Last question of the night, y'all. We're gonna end this thing.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm enjoying it. Go ahead.
Marriage works when, and I'm gonna start with you, Miss Game. Marriage works when what?
You do what I tell you to do.
At least she ain't hear that. At least she ain't hear that. So she ain't hear.
Yep, when you obey me.
Okay. Oh, bad.
Now we work together as well.
We work together as one.
We put God first when we pray, when we
That is not helpful to me at all. You have tapped out.
Those are my answers. What do you mean?
Tapped out.
You said, say that question again.
Marriage works when you do it.
Help me out. I'm hot.
Can I call a friend?
Go ahead, Colin. Seriously though, I feel it works. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, go ahead and answer back. My
Marriage,
brain is hot.
marriage works, y'all. I feel when both sides of the marriage understand that the other person that you're married to is not there to please you. And listen to what I'm gonna say, not to please you to make you happy. I feel like we have to be happy ourselves and within us. If you're happy with who you are, I'm talking about physically, mentally, emotionally, then I feel that's when a marriage can work, because when you dealing with your mental craziness and you don't heal, you're not, you so out. And I'm not saying that's what you did. I'm just saying I know that's what makes it work, and I've seen it's making us work more. Cause y'all, we working now. This is the best work we've ever done. This is the best it's ever been. But that's because we don't, like when you sit there downstairs, because we don't have so much stuff attached to what we're doing as a couple now. It's just us, so it's the bomb now. It's the best it's ever been.
Right.
And it ain't that I take what we went through for granted, but I know that it only works, and I see this now, is when I know that I'm happy in me.
Yeah.
I love Teddy. I know who I am, and I think the same thing for you, because I feel like now that the kids are not here no more, you're starting to love Monica a little bit more. You're starting to take care of you a little bit more. You're starting to pour into your personal, mental, and everything more now, and I see that more. So I think that's what makes it work, is when both couples really are working on them and their self, their healing, their happiness, their health, their everything. That's my answer. And look, yeah, dang it, she's tapped out. Next.
When we acknowledge that we both have a voice in this,
Okay.
when we both acknowledge that we are in it for the long haul, the small things matter. Nothing big matters to me. I can care less about anything large that he can afford. The small, intimate things really stick to me. Just buy me ice cream or buy me a soda or something like that he thinks about me. I said, oh, you thought about me. You know what my favorite thing? Because most of how many people really know your spouse and know what they really like?
Wow.
So when you pay attention to that, I think that's what gets us. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, when I'm out and I get me something, I say, because I'm a Mountain Dew drinker, but not non-stop. But Lord, I need that Mountain Dew. But I see that Pepsi. I know she love Pepsi, so hey, baby, here go your Pepsi. Where yours at? I say, can't do the Mountain Dew. So I know what she like, and I like, okay, baby, I might give her some money. You need to buy this, right? Well, I'm going to the thrift store. When I met her, she said, thrift store? That blew my mind. Because she said thrift store. I'm thinking about the mall. I'm like, but when she go to the thrift store and come out with that stuff, I'm like, okay, dang, you be dressing. But it's a small thing with her. Now I'm like, did I meet someone that's not really needed, but just a small thing please her? And I often tell people, I say, my wife just loved the small thing. I said, I love that in her. Because if you love the small thing, then when you see something big, you're gonna be overjoyed, And I don't go out and try to buy elaborate stuff for her, because I know she's gonna throw it up on the dresser, might not wear it or nothing like that, because that's not her, So I communicate one thing, and I know what her likes, and I'm happy. So like I said before, if I'm happy, you gonna be happy. I'm gonna go out my way and make sure you're happy. That's it.
To piggyback off everything y'all said is true. one thing I can say is keep that secret. Keep everybody out of it. Everybody that want to voice their opinion on your marriage is not rooting for your marriage. You know, and I had to understand too. I had to distance myself. I have no business going out hanging with somebody who ain't got a wife at home, who ain't got kids at home. You know, so if you ain't trying to make it home to the same thing I got at home, I love you. We can hang from afar. You know, and also too, you have to marry your best friend. When we grew up, when we had kids and stuff, we was young. So we had to grow into the friendship. We didn't have time. But if we finally here, she's truly my best friend. You know, she know for a fact, I know everything about you. I know what she likes, I know what she don't like, you know, everything about her, you know. So keep everybody out your business and like I say,
That's number one.
that's to
Sometimes
me,
you ain't got to invite them in. They gonna come in.
they'll try.
That's why I don't do a lot of women.
They'll
And
try.
you just shut the door on them.
That's a trilogy, me, her, and God. That's the only thing right there. That's it. Now it's fine to have somebody that you can trust, that you can talk to. They got what I have at home. You know, they ain't gonna lead me wrong. They ain't gonna steer me wrong. But nah, man, the same person you could be talking to. It could be writing down the notes. Your man doing what? He like what? He don't like what? You turn that way.
That's the God
your
telling
man.
the truth. Been there
Towards
before
your own
too.
man.
Yeah, 'cause he always tease me, did you tell the women? I said, I ain't telling them nothing.
That's right. Ain't no need.
I said, I'm a woman.
Right.
I said, what would I tell them about you and I said, no. I said, there's one that really like you.
What's that song? the Queen of Woman. Yeah.
I said, he ain't like that, man.
I used to go to her job sometimes, surprise her, right? And I actually had to stop because I found one that really liked me, you know, and she would do stuff, but she don't often let me see stuff. I'm like, that girl crazy as heck. I had to turn around and say, baby, and I saw her over there. I was like, oh Lord, how much?
And I told him, I said, she gonna make me kick her.
3 o'clock. Just call me. I'll get off the phone.
Okay. And she know it too. She said, how's my old man? I said, he good.
So y'all, that's something serious.
Yeah. So like you said, that's why I had to distance myself from going to see her because the women that work with her, you know, they try to come on to me. And I'm like, I can't just sit in off and just try to spend time with my wife. Here they come. So I said, baby, it's time for me to go. Okay. You know, why I just can't go and surprise her without they coming? Now I'm like, okay, well, just stay away, you know.
Why you gotta be so irresistible that you just can't walk up there? God, what if God cursed you with just all that manliness on you,
I
man?
know it, right?
Gasoline right here.
So y'all, like I say, that was it, y'all. Amazing. You come on, girl. Give us your input on this end of the night.
Oh, you sure you want me to say
I
something?
will.
You shot me down a few minutes ago.
I didn't shoot you down.
You didn't shoot no. You didn't like my answer. So
Come on.
yeah.
Come on.
Look at
I think this has been a wonderful night of us learning about each other. Some things that I guess we didn't know about each other. Now that we do, I'm just praying that this helps some other marriages. Even us, just some thoughts. I know on down tonight, I'm gonna think of aftermath. While I'm in there washing those dishes tonight, I'll be thinking about the conversation, and you know, Lord speaks to me. You know, like in the kitchen. I'm a kitchen person, so I know He'll be like talking to me, and you know, just because I always ask Him, give me wisdom, because this marriage thing takes, I always say, a village.
It does.
And you gotta learn from each other, no matter how big, how small it can be. So I enjoyed this night with you all, breaking bread, learning about you all. Thank you all for sharing. Because some people don't like sharing the information. And so, like I said, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right.
I know it's recorded and it's gonna be out there, but it's gonna be put out there in the atmosphere as something positive to help others.
Right.
So once again, we thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
It's been an enjoyment tonight.
Yes,
And like I
I've
said,
enjoyed.
God always gets all the glory out of this because he do honor marriage of man and woman.
Amen.
Put that out there because we got a lot of marriages out here now.
Right.
And we, as a couple, you know, we talk to our kids. You know, everybody do what they want to do, but we as a family believe in man and woman in marriage. And that's the only way you can be fruitful with man and woman. So, yeah. I know this. Hey, I gotta stand by what we believe.
What the word says.
Yes, what
That's
the word
it.
says. So,
Amen.
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Well,
That's a whole nother whole. You go ahead. We're in conclusion mode. Go ahead.
on behalf of the guests, we thank you for welcoming us into this beautiful home.
Yeah.
The beautiful meal,
Once
and
again,
Yeah.
the warm feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Like I say, we've known each other for a minute or two, but I'm really getting to know you. Like I said once before, I'm the type, I like to sit back and just watch how y'all move to detect who you are. And just watching y'all some truly genuine God-fearing people. You know?
Yeah.
And genuine to the point that you're not worried about what nobody else say about you, what nobody else think about you. You know, it is what it is. This is what you get. This ain't the Sunday me. This is, you know, this is me all
Everyday me.
right.
Everyday me.
That's what you gonna get
Right,
anytime.
right.
Man, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Same here, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to come to one of these, and I was like, I'm gonna do a podcast with them, just see what they's all about. And he blessed me, you know, because I asked him, you know, and you invited me. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be marketing them on a podcast. All right, you know, I was excited to it because I hear a lot of people podcasts and just talking about different things in life. I said they all about that, you know, and just me sitting here with y'all, and I never ever experienced it. Just open up to people about life's experience and marriages, and I'm like, you know, and just hearing different scenario about marriage and what makes it grow, what makes it last, you know. And my motto always been, they said, what God put together, let no man separate. Well, they've been saying for years, but when you've been married 30 plus years, those are married that God himself put together because of all the struggle, the ups and downs, the argument, the finance, you still with each other. When a person get married and stay married for a year or 2 years, God didn't put that together. And that's where I always believe is what God put together, let no man separate a woman. So the years, and I look at the Butlers, I look at the Collins, I look at 30-some years, 20-some years, I'm like, man, look what they went through, the struggle, and they still together. You know, and that meant a lot to me. So learning from y'all went all that, and we just knew the way it still. We got to remember, if they can do it, baby, in Christ Jesus, we can do it too. Don't even give up. Don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. You know, and always keep that. And I always say to myself, I'm gonna tell my wife I love her every day, because the more I say it, the deeper it grows here, and the more affection I have for her. You know, and that makes it grow. You know, just seeing her in the house, and I do stupid. I don't say stupid stuff, but I would do crazy things to her. You know, I'm gonna grab around her booze and do something too crazy. You know, you crazy? She swear I'm crazy, but that's just me showing my affection, not just sleep with her, but just my affection. You know, they keep the romance going. You know.
That's good. I'm gonna say this, and y'all have impressed me for the fact of I didn't know y'all was good as long as y'all been together.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good God. Shoot.
And to know another couple that start their young and made like that's
It's unheard of, ain't it, man?
It's
Unheard of.
It's something. And
Unheard
I
of.
mean, we like you just see, we got other people in our churches that have been married 50 years.
Right.
Paul and Will.
Yeah.
And I just look at that, but I'm speaking into you all's life now.
Okay.
You're going to be the next example of the 30, 40
Absolutely.
years of marriage, and you all are going to be. God knew what He was doing. He wanted you to have your latter part be this. And people don't understand struggle. We think struggles are really, really bad. But when you look at what He blesses with after the struggle,
Man, I tell
you
you.
can look back at the struggle and be like, that wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't nothing when you compare to the joy that He's going to bring. Y'all.
Yeah.
Amen.
So we pray life. I pray to keep you healthy and
Amen.
man, all that. But y'all blessed us, man. I'm telling y'all, cause to know a couple that's 16,
I know it.
we was 19 and didn't know what the y'all just
Kids out there trying to be grown, not having a clue. They had to grow up fast because they.
Yeah.
So, like I said, y'all, this is gonna be powerful. Thank y'all for the first episode. It was a blessing.
All right, man.
It
Appreciate
was.
it. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a blessing.
Pray we know we'll see y'all tomorrow, not you.
Right.
And then Z gonna go in tomorrow,
I know,
y'all.
right?
We gonna go in for y'all tomorrow. Mama gonna give us a little.
But like I said, I sit behind you. I've never seen what you talking about. She is on beat. And sometimes I'll kind of get off and I just put my hand on the until I catch it again. Then I'm like, okay, I got it.
So y'all, that ends the night, y'all.
Amen.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.